Hello everyone, Agion here, another Steel Division Normandy 44 replay. It's on the south side as the Allied forces. We had the FeelsBadMan as a Scottish infantry and Turgon as a guard's armor versus their opponents. Of course, there would be their opponents. Who else would there be? The Axis players, Mr. Vyaliy as the Panzer Lehr, and for the S-12 SS Panzer, we have Leibstandarte SS Seaman. An interesting name. Either way, we do got a brute Firefly or captured Firefly moving forward in the center lane. We do have a 6-pounder here, but it has the same arm penetration as the armor of the Firefly. So it needs to get in closer before it can be any real effective. The early Firefly can be very potent. However, the Firefly needs to get forward, but he's approaching and a bunch of hedge lines. There's even hedges all the way up to here. Even then, there's still a hedge line here. So the best area actually would have been, I would say, right around here, so we can cover this pretty good area. But down the center, not exactly great. But do got the captured Cromwell moving forward. Do got this Opal Blitz getting killed off as well. The captured Cromwell fires off first shot. Of course, it is HE, so it can be quite effective versus these units. However, only has 7 armor versus 11 armor penetration. Over here, we do got a mechanized assault here with Stosstroopin and various other supporting infantry with an AT gun. There's a Piet squad here, good range, not good at everything else, but there's not a whole lot here. There's 2 MMG carriers, so they do have 2 machine guns each. They are very potent ranged firepower, along with some rifle leaders and reconnaissance. Over here, do got a Honey Stewart now moving forward. There's a smoke grenade I thought I just saw. Not, there is a HE half-track that made it from the HE half-track. So the Honey Stewart is largely uncontested. The Panzer Grenadiers could try to come closer, but the ones in these nearby bushes will get pinned down, along with a command carrier, and there's an officer unit to help support this nearby forest. So most likely this area will fall to the Allies. Cromwell and Firefly are still alive. The AT gun did in fact fall back, was not killed off as two members. You got some very supporting infantry not come up here. There is a Honey Stewart here, and this close range, the Stewart can in fact get penetrating hits. I think he actually comes very close. Does get tracks broken on the Cromwell. Now it is immobilized, but is in a good position to hit any nearby infantry squads. Honey Stewart's now receiving some fires. Getting out of the line inside the Firefly, not believing he can take it on the shot. It's a, I would say, 50-50 chance if he can penetrate it, let alone is able to penetrate it. He could try moving forward with his rifle leader. The Piet range is 200 meters. That is a pretty good range. Looks like I believe that was, not sure whose officer squad that is, but most likely Axis. That reconnaissance unit will get picked off, and we do got AEC Mark III. That of course does have the same weapon, the 6-pounder equipped, but has 8 armor as well. This AT gun will have a bit of trouble reversing it if it even had line of sight on it. A lot of machine guns still firing. It looks like these various rifle squads will get pinned down. This one should perhaps fly falling back. There's various other machine guns here. Lol. Yeah, he sees his teammate. Nope, Turgon realized his teammate got the tracks broken. Though it's just still, it can still easily fight infantry, but I believe the Piet range could reach it if he moves it forward. Besides, it's just going to ban the area and not going to deal with the Firefly. The Stewart he's actually going to start pushing over here. This is a very good spot for the Stewart. We got a line of infantry now moving forward. Interesting pathing there. Is that area not? I don't believe actually the spawn point is actually on the road and maybe in the middle of the grass, which is a bit of a problem. Either way, we got another HE half-track. Looks like the original one was destroyed. It was actually over here. Over here, very good grounds gained by the Allied players. We got a large infantry assault, along with, well, mechanized assault because it's half-tracks. Only Panzer Grenadiers here left to support. And I think a bug just went in my mouth. That is definitely a bug. It must have been one of those tiny spiders that always come down in front of your screen. There we go. You notice that the only time you ever see those tiny little nearly brown spiders is whenever they're coming down in front of your computer screen. That's the only time that I see them. They always come down in front of your computer screen. Never in the middle of the room, never in your bedroom. Always down in the middle of your screen. Your team was taken out, but managed to claim this half track before it died. You got ME-19 out on the field, but it's going to get hit by 2 Spitfires. 2 is greater than 1. He's going to start retreating back, but he's going to receive rear shots. It is on the smoke, and will get splashed down. Firefly has transitioned over here. The AEC is still alive. There's also a supporting 6-pounder in case the Firefly does move forward. Firefly does, of course, have 1,200 meters as range versus the 1,000. So the AEC still doesn't have the greatest arm penetration versus it. It still has to get even closer on the Firefly, getting even better accuracy. Mobile Wagon, or was that a Warble One? Warble One's now moving forward. We got this half track moving forward. I need to surrender on that squad, but it can't get surrendered when there's another squad header of the supporter. There's also this squad here to prevent them from getting forced to surrender. And the half track surrenders. Whoops. Not quite as planned. We got the PA team will destroy that half track. We got these multiple half tracks here. And we also got a Puma. Puma does have 10 arm penetration. And where's the Stewarts? Did I miss the Stewarts going down? This looks like a reinforcing one. Actually, no, he used one of his HE rounds. This is actually one of the original Stewarts. The other Stewart, I'm not exactly sure where it is. Looks like one of the Stewarts may have gone down. That is the half-track body. Huh. Is that the Stewart body there? No, that actually looks like a 234. Or could have been a Puma. I'm not exactly sure. So one of the Stewarts is missing. I'm not exactly sure where. I don't see it in this group of units. So sorry I missed one of the Stewarts going down. Firefly is still alive, and there's a chair scraping on the floor above me. We got some Panzer guns here. They have been spotted, so they will get hit by these various machine guns. Firefly. There is a Cromwell 5 here. Cromwell 5 does have accuracy of 5 versus the group Firefly's accuracy of 6, plus the veterancy bonus nearby this 223. And there's one accuracy over here, so 6 versus 7 accuracy. At close range, I would assume the Firefly will have advantage. We got a large infantry assault here, but they're running right into 2 nearly full riflemen. These are various 4, 4, and 10, but there's a lot of veterancy here, so maybe it'll win out. But the AEC is here to respond. It does have 5 HE on its main gun. Firefly is falling back, won't be able to get any. Actually, no, it's out of range, can't get an angle. And usually will be start to fall back. There is a Panzerfaust here, and there is a Pak-38. The Pak-38 at this close range can be very lethal, except for 2 stars of veterancy. I think it may be 100% accuracy at this range. Lining up the shot. He's trying to counterfire. Bailed out. So that's pretty much good as dead. It does nothing except for... It just does nothing now. It can still be shot at. I really wish the bailed out units could be re-garrisoned. We do got a lot of these MMG carriers and command carrier. So we do have a lot of suppressive fire in this area, and the Puma does in fact go down. Those are the 6-pounders who claimed it. If it's the Puma only has 4 armor, so it's very prone to AT guns. We got 2, 3, 4 here. That must have been the unit that we saw carcass over here. Oh. Is that the Stewart that we missed? Yes, there is the Stewart that we missed going down. The original one is over here. We got Churchill ARVE now coming on out. It is a Battle Phase A unit. The Battle Phase B will be initiated soon, however. The Churchill ARVE is one of the most potent mobile HE platforms. It has 30 HE, along with a very good range of 600 meters. Let's just say I think this may be the highest HE value in the game, other than some select huge bombs from aircraft. We got Panzer Warfare Barrage. We'll force down these units. Eyeing to surrender on these units. We do got. He may have forced surrender on this squad, but he's eyeing for the 2, 3, 4. He'll go ahead and go for a point blank shot. No, force surrender there. Stewart's lining up a shot on the half track now. Well, it didn't force surrender early because it was behind a line of sight blocker. We got some autocans move forward. Autocans can be quite... Oh, wait. The Steward surrendered. I didn't see it actually being that high suppression. It must... That was very unlucky that Steward actually was forced to surrender. I wonder if the machine gun actually on this forced it to suppress and then surrender. It's not on the top of any fire like you can see by these Panzerwerfer shots, so I'm not so sure what on earth caused that surrender. Well, the suppression. No Panzerfaust were fired nearby. I'm not so sure. I should remove that. Oh, did I forget to, Here, I forgot to change to my Steel Division. The other one was my War Game Red Dragon layout. By the way, you see, pretty much it just makes my face smaller. You can see the guy, the portrait right here, and this guy, Rooster, the most fearsome of all the infantry units. Rooster, the Luther's Panzer Grenadier unit. Looks like that, and command carrier will get cleaned up by the Panzerfaust, not big surprise. This 251 should just provide enough suppression damage, and Panzer Grenadier should be able to win out as that one-star veterancy. Then again, this unit's starting to fire with its own, and they do have 2 submachine guns each. They're actually a bit more potent at close range. Yeah, they're actually going to win out. 2 SMGs is greater than 2 LMGs at this range. 2 LMGs can't fire. Churchill ARVE now moving forward. It can even, I believe, can even take out Panzer IV in 3 hits. And it's only 14 armor penetration versus this 15 armor. So the ARVE is actually is more designated to win out, even though it has 0 armor penetration. Just do enough HE damage and wipe out anything. Of course, the main gun cannot fire while moving. Got beacons over here. Looks like we got some mortar. Actually, no, these are Axis beacons. He's talking about attack with these units, or defend and attack. But you got a Tiger Ace now out on the field. It's no different than any other Tiger E anyways. But it is a unique special unit with a gold border in its own skin. For sure, ARVE most likely will wipe out this half track in 1 hit. Dead. The autocannon is going forward, but I don't even at point blank range it won't be able to penetrate the armor. It only has 4 armor penetration. And at point, and you can only get, it has a range of 1,000 meters, and every 100 meters you get +1 armor penetration. And runs into fire, forces fallback, and surrenders. You need to be careful with fire. It does great suppression damage versus low armored units. I think he was aiming for the rear armor, which then he could easily penetrate that. But the fire forces the surrender and the panic. And so rolls a miss. ARVE is trying to line up a shot. Both of them fire about the same time. Ammo explodes through the closer range, negating the higher armor penetration, resulting in the death of the ARVE. Over here, the Tiger Ace is moving forward. There's nothing here to suppress it, to deal damage, other than the Cromwell 6. But that's pretty much nothing. That's HE. I don't think that would do pitiful amount of suppression if I remember correctly. Field control is still in favor of the Allied players at +2 still, and at 1,000 tickets. So Allies are more slotted to win this game. Minor victory in 12 minutes. We got some smoke being launched in. This Tiger Ace is at 3 stars of veterancy, thanks to his nearby officer unit. There is a 17-pounder here, a 17-pounder with 1 star of veterancy, thanks to his nearby Dingo, which means it is pretty accurate. It has to only fight against 12 armor, has a pretty big advantage. Over here, the Panzer IV is still alive. Still just various infantry units, nothing too major. Though it looks like the Axis does have more mechanized vehicles thanks to this Whirlwind and the Panzer IV, so the Allied infantry won't be able to advance. He should just start holding the line pretty much over here. So we've got this big push forward. Looks like these machine gun carriers trying to claim as much ground. Will they get pushed back? The capture Cromwell still alive. The captured Firefly is still alive. Firefly's main grounding machine gun has been deactivated. I think it's so it doesn't interrupt the turret rotation. This machine gun, I don't think is a coaxial. I think it is. Well, I think it is a Hall machine gun. I'm honestly not exactly sure. If I pull up this, it doesn't say where it's located at. So that may be a Hall mounted, not coaxial. 17-pounder is engaging the Tiger. Ace rolls a miss, but the 17-pounder is only light cover, receiving 2 good hits there, rolling 2 misses. It has no source of veterancy. What really makes this weapon very powerful is veterancy. Being such a high arm penetration, you need to make hits. It's rolled 3 misses in a row. Tiger tank eyeing to rush it down, but thanks to this orchard, it would be hard to see in there. Actually, he does have quite a bit of vision. Actually, no, he does not have vision. You can see here the angle. Oops, wrong button. Looks like the Piet's doing some work. Managed to kill, firing off all 4 shots of the Piets. Tickets are still at +1. Minor victory in 20 minutes. There's still plenty of time to turn this game around. Haven't seen all too much aircraft, just the 2 Spitfires and the 1 Me-19. So air options are still possible from both sides. Granted, the SS Panzer and the Panzer Lehr has very limited air slots, I should say. And I do believe they still have pretty decent options. Tiger tank lining up a shot on the Cromwell. Will get a kill. There is a Firefly, an allied Firefly moving forward. It has, of course, the 17-pounder. There's still 1 man still alive on this 17-pounder here. But thanks to Orchard, it has reduced range. The Firefly is moving forward. He could try pushing the Tiger tank with both weapons at once or score a kill. Looks like his tracks are broken. Large Axis assault over here, reclaiming some of the ground. Only it's still in favor of the Allies, however. 2 25-pounders here. That is a lot of artillery, along with Dingo here for additional veterancy. So these are 2 25-pounders, so they're pretty accurate. So this Cromwell went down. I think it was to this Firefly. Yes, you do see it in range of the Firefly. We got the Fireflies are now engaging each other, but the allied Firefly did win out with 1 additional star of veterancy. It has a high accuracy, but the 17-pounder does in fact go down to the airstrike. You got a Spitfire ready to intercept. However, he'll be against a 2v1. Ooh, some very good hits with these 25-pounders. Forces away the mortar half-track. There is now another Puma on the field. There's, of course, a 10 arm penetration. I need to destroy these command carriers once and for all, or MMG carriers. Very powerful Panzerwerfer barrage. Wipes out the 17-pounder, and that's a fresh one. That's a pretty big loss. Now just only this Firefly here. 2 Fireflies now here. They do, of course, have 1 star of veterancy each, thanks to this Dingo. This one's lining up his shots on the 222. You got this Pack 38. Only has 10 arm penetration, so won't be able to engage from this long range. Will inflict some suppression. Number of fires here. Was there a rocket barrage of some sort? The Tiger tank's now rolling on forward at close range. It could go either way. There's 2 stars of veterancy here. I'm pretty sure this medium range probably is near to 100% accurate. Probably around 90, 95. Firefly is engaging these half tracks is a good way to draw the fire with the Tiger tank as it starts approaching. These units do have a good amount of suppression on them. You got a lot of infantry squads now moving forward. You got a Ju-88 with two 25-pound bombs. That would just spell instant suppression for any units it hits. The two bombs get launched. It looks like one is going to hit each of the units. May hit the infantry. Will destroy the infantry as well. Forces the fallback. That was a massive hit. This 222 needs to start running forward, but you're in an orchard. It needs to be out on a road. This open blitz actually could just go ahead and run them down, but the Dingo's here to prevent any surrender. This open blitz rushing up forward, but they're close to the Dingo. He needs to drop this unit off. Hopefully he does have a Panzerfaust. He's lining up a Panzerfaust shot. Will force a fallback on the units. It's 222. It's going to run forward. Force a surrender on one of the Fireflies. Taking the road. Autocannon should help continue the suppression. We do got some reinforcing infantry. One Firefly surrendered. Both for the Dingo and the Firefly was forced to surrender, and the airstrike was not enough to save the units. That's a huge loss. Looks like this Tiger Ace has received a number of wounded, or was a swollen crew crits on their units, but this Humbar will have no chance to shoot her knocked out, just being ever so annoying. It looks like we got an airstrike. Looks like hitting the 222. We got a large amount of infantry reinforcements. You got a Churchill Crocodile, does of course have access to its main gun along with a flamethrower. The flamethrower has a range of 260, which will outrange even Panzer Shreks. Does have 15 armor to withstand most AT gunshots, and has its main gun, which is a good defense one. Even can engage this Panzer IV with no problem. And the armor is tough enough to help ward away in Panzer IV's shot. The two still alive. Tiger Ace now rolling forward. The Humbar apparently did go down. You got a Sexton here. The Sexton does have 12 armor penetration, but it's in the middle of an orchard, denying any sizable range shots into it. Oh, massive Panzer Warfare shot. Getting some good amount of damage and suppression to these nearby units. We'll kill one of the units. It's a very tight group. I wish that Ju-88 was here to bomb them. Ground is now in favor of the Axis players at +1 ticket. You got a Cromwell 7. Only has 11 armor penetration, so needs to get a nice close range shot in order to cage his Tiger Ace. You got a Tiger E over here supporting by command unit, so it is at 3 stars in veterancy. This is a very lethal Tiger. Cromwell moving forward, still needs to get in a range of 200 meters. That's only a range of about 100. Lining up a shot. Hitting some infantry units. It's negligible. Panzer Grenadiers have gained quite a bit of ground. We got some Crusader AA Mark 1s. They're equipped with the Polston AA weapon, not the Tri-Polston. Storm Pioneers flaming down this Dingo, doing quite a bit of suppression damage. That is defending Bren. Of course, the flame damage really good against open-top vehicles. I believe it's great for open-top vehicles. In fact, we'll destroy it because it's an open-top vehicle. We got some reinforcing infantry, but this is a flamethrower unit. Can be quite potent. He's keeping the units inside the half-track. This could be questionable. If they go down, they're dead. This down to one member, reloading the flamethrower, and will get killed off. AA weapons are great versus infantry. Tiger Tank now lining up a shot. Do got a bounce from the Cromwell 7. Cromwell 7 will evade before the initial any more volleys. We got these aircraft coming in for a strike mode. We'll get a nice suppression here and there, but there's enough AA to force him back. He does do a manual retreat. And before the Spitfire comes into range, actually that's a Tempest. Most likely won't come into range. There is a Panther G now rolling on forward. Zoom Pioneer out of flamethrower ammo. Forces surrender on both his units, however. Field control is now 50-50. The Axis players really need to get at +1. Just start ticking in favor of them. You got a large allied assault with infantry, but they're going to run to an autocannon. The autocannon can be quite devastating. However, these units do carry grenades, which can be effective versus the open-topped units. Is this open-topped? No, it is enclosed top, so I'm not exactly sure how effective it will be then. You got two Churchills, one Churchill 7, one Churchill Crocodile. Tiger Ace is still ready. There's an orchard here impeding line of sight. We'll briefly spot these. No, if you would actually, if you would move right around here, can get a good line of sight on those Crusaders. Motor rifles will get pinned down thanks to the dual LMG of the Panzer Grenadiers. Panther G has little to no contest in this area, only just these Piats. AA tanks will be forced back. You got these riflemen pinned down. You will be claiming up some grounds. We'll force surrender on these nearby units. And now the tickets are now starting to count upwards. We do got a Spitfire coming in for a bombing run onto these infantry units. This can be quite devastating, but looks like it's going to roll a miss. Pinned down. We'll actually get 4 models, however. We got a huge air dog fight. There are 4 interceptors here from the Allies, plus the bombing aircraft did in fact go down. They've got 6 Me-109s and Focke-Wulf 190s here. I just can't tell. A couple aircraft are smoking. This one's smoking. This one's falling back. Smoking. This one will be forced to fall back. This one will be forced to fall back. We'll get splashed down. This one will be next. We'll get splashed down as well. I think 3 Allied aircraft go down to 0 Axis. That was a massive victory for the Axis unit. Now they have air superiority, bailed out by the Firefly, reinforcing Firefly by the Panther G. It is at 2 stars of victory thanks to this nearby 223. And we'll get killed up by a subsequent shot. You got 2 Churchill 406s. Churchill 6s are not exactly great. They only have 10 armor, 11 armor penetration for such a slow moving chassis. Really not a great model tank. Honestly, Sherman tanks are better. You got a couple Pioneer Pioneer infantry squads moving forward. You got various armored units, including a radio operator. Looks like this area was barraged. Minor victory is still in favor of the Allied players, so these Axis players need to get +2, maybe even +3 in order to tie up the game. AU-88 coming up its bombing run. 2 25 HE bombs. Probably eyeing for the 17-pounder. Will not claim it. Where's that Tiger tank? Did I see the Tiger tank? That's a Firefly. Oh, I missed the Tiger tank going down. Here is the Tiger tank, the Tiger Ace. Must have got 17-pounder, definitely must have claimed to have fired off 4 shots. Ooh, sorry I missed that. It's not like a big tank battle that's very climatic. Oh well. We got Allied units pushing forward through this orchard, reclaiming ground. They're currently at Axis players at 52%. They need to claim more ground. A lot of reinforcing infantry. It would be very hard to dislodge all this infantry unit along with these tank units in this area. The Allies, they don't need to force and claim any ground. They only just need to hold the line. They're going to win at this current rate. Radio operator, call in. We'll force back the Churchill. You got the Piats getting some nice hits, forcing the fallback. Actually, forced the fallback and immediately recover suppression. Currently, they reclaimed 1%. Ooh, that aircraft went down. There's 4 interceptors. This one needs to start falling back. That still may not be quick enough. This hit squad, this squadron, this fire team of aircraft will hunt down any individual units. They could start hitting these various units. This AA tank is open topped, isn't it? So it is vulnerable to actually air fire, even by gunfire. You still got this Tiger tank over here. Churchill 7 is falling back. Will we get any line of sight on it soon? The circle's growing and getting approaching, but it is out of suppression. So at this close range, either shot could be the last for each other. Actually, the Churchill's actually in a slightly better position, other than the lack of veterancy. It has enough. It has one more armor compared to. Actually, no, it's behind. Never mind. Oh, but they may see. We got time on target right here, just out of vision, right out of firing range. If it just moves a little bit closer, it's amazing how they can thread the needle like that. Not perhaps even realize it. The aircraft is still loitering. Ooh, Sexton firing this very strange angle. This half-track's eyeing to surrender for these nearby units. The Sexton could go ahead and do direct fire in order to take out these units. It looks like the 17 pounders has used up all the ammo of one of the Bedfords. Very nice. Very well used. Looks like that Churchill did in fact go down by this Tiger tank. It was more prone to win out, especially with higher level of veterancy. It's probably 100% accurate. Do got the Crocodile getting a nice hit on that half track. The Crocodile will have a bit of trouble versus the Tiger tank, but we'll get the first shot off first. Nope, hits the Panzer IV operator tank. That is actually quite big. I think he still had at least one more call in. You got a dogfight. This MU-19 is grossly outnumbered and will get splashed down. JU-88 may in fact go down. He did fire down, launched 2 bombs to this Indian infantry, wiping them out. This bomber will in fact go down. That is a huge loss, but probably want to get probably perhaps only one more bombing run before the game ended. However, so it's probably a, unfortunate, relatively okay loss at this point in the game. And yet, they still have not claimed the +2 tickets. They need +2. Here is on fire from recent Panzer barrage, but currently it's out of. Actually, it has 5 rockets left, but this munition Opal Blitz is out of ammo. There's still this Panzer with 12 rockets. Will take forever to load, however. This Panther G lining up on something. Maybe we do got the Panther G and the Firefly within range. Panther G will get the first shot off. Will roll a bounce. Roll miss in return. Both in that 1-star veteran C. This could go either way. Though if the Panther is more prone to win, has higher armor penetration and more armor. Rolls a bounce, and the Firefly is nearly forced back. One more shot, it will panic. Bailed out. It did get a penetrating hit, so now that Firefly is good as dead. We got some reinforcing AA units along with another Panther G. Various half-track and infantries will just hold any progress forward. 50-50 is not what the Axis players want to see. They need to see a +3 at this moment in order to win the game. And they're far from it. Looks like the 25 pounders are receiving direct fire from this AT gun. Barely. But the indirect fire will counter fire and will wipe it out. Large airstrike. You got another JU-88. We'll take out the operator Bren. But there's still another headman time fire calling another time on target. Victory within 4 minutes. There's not much they can do at the point. At this point in the game, they're like, probably not going to win. They're just I don't know how they would try to have enough time to crack this. They just have so much riflemen here, it will bog down any assault. That's probably the good thing about building all these cheap riflemen. It will just slow down any assault when you already have the game in your favor. And the fact they just got 51% for a moment, so they can count up more in their favor. We got this Panzer here. The rifle leader could try going forward for a Panzerfaust. Well, not Panzerfaust, but Piet. I think right around here they can get a shot off. 25 pounders are still alive. Still great amount of suppression. We got a bombing run coming on it. Trying to hit the tank. Yeah, they hit the Tiger tank. Roll a couple misses, but hit the Pioneer squad quite well. As Warfers are hitting the 17 pounders, getting some very good hits. One of the ammunition trucks do explode. The other one 25 pounder is down. The Dingo is falling back. Both ammo trucks are gone. In fact, but +1 ticket in favor of the Allied players. That is what not the Axis players want to see. They got major victory now, not minor, but major victory. One Axis aircraft does splash down. Two of them actually splash down. Third one may in fact go down if he forces the fire upon it. Yeah, he's going to go for. No, he doesn't. It looks like the SS Panzer unit has surrendered. I think the AI may have cast that. I honestly don't know if the AI actually takes over or what. Probably not. Oh, the war games. The other player assumes control, and the other player surrenders, realizing he will lose. Let's see now. The Scottish infantry has claimed more kills than his allies, but wow, pretty big difference here. Looks like the Guards' armor. I think the Scottish infantry was on the left side, fighting very well versus the. And the Guards' armor was over on the right side, losing all those Fireflies to surrender is not exactly ideal. But yeah, any heroic units? You got a very potent 6-pounder claim a lot of vehicles, including a Puma and SPW 232. Two medium vehicles. Crocodile claimed a lot of units, half tracks anyways. And the Operator Panzer IV. 17-pounder Chorus did kill the Tiger Ace, as I suspected, but also claimed 2 Panther Gs. That's actually quite good. In Scottish infantry, he sent over reinforcements to his failing ally. But yeah, this is a very interesting game. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.